Hey gang, it's your boy Platt, back for another episode of Vegas' Best Bars. We're downtown again. Going to check out a place called Hogs and Heifers. A little background on the Hogs and Heifers. The original Hogs and Heifers opened in 1992 in New York City by a gentleman named Alan Dell, a self-proclaimed functional drunk. We can all appreciate that. Where he got the name for the bar was he frequented another bar that, you know, a lot of these old-time bars will have just all kinds of random stuff posted on the wall. And apparently the bar he used to hang out had a little bill of sale from a heifer sale, which is a type of cow or whatever, and thus we got Hogs and Heifers. Now it was Michelle Dell, his wife, and also very first bartender at the original Hogs and Heifers that kind of came up with the theme, you know, the girls dancing on the bar, wearing the Daisy Dukes kind of thing, the little dance routines. She was the one that came up for that, and again, she was the original bartender at the first bar. Unfortunately for us, Alan passed away in 1997, but Michelle has been running the business ever since, and again, taking care of that. Not sure how long this particular location has been open and her affiliation with it, but it is affiliated with the original one. For those of you who may not know, Hogs and Heifers is the bar that inspired the movie Coyote Ugly. You know, about 10 plus years ago, we went through that phase of, honky tonk bars with girls and Daisy Dukes and boots dancing on the bars. We think Hogs and Heifers for that. This particular Hogs and Heifers is open from noon to 4 a.m. every day. They do happy hour from noon to 4 p.m. I believe it's $5 Bud Light, $5 mango carts. They're also a biker-friendly bar, so if you have a bike, if you're out here in Vegas on a bike, they have free parking, which is tough to find downtown, so definitely take advantage of that. From what I gathered, there's no food at the bar, but they're next door to a place called Triple George, which is a really nice restaurant, and then there's also Pizza Rock, so you have food options, just not inside the bar. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check out Hogs and Heifers. Alright gangs, that was Hogs and Heifers. Definitely a unique place. I'd forgotten, I do have to give this warning if you go to Hogs and Heifers. For a place that's supposedly a wide open, crazy, anything goes biker bars, they're actually one of the tightest bars on security and rules, which again, an odd combination, especially here in Vegas. A little story I have to tell. This is the only bar, Hogs and Heifers was the only bar I've ever been kicked out of in Las Vegas. That, kids, is saying something. To make a long story short, if you remember the movie, Step Brothers, you know, boats and hoes. Well, I started yelling that in there one night and the music's cranked up, and all of a sudden, female bartender said, "You called me a hoe, I'm gonna throw you out." And I'm like, whoa, of all the things I've done in a bar, that's what's getting me thrown out. So I'd have to give that little warning. Also, too, I shot just a few seconds of video in there, and I got chastised for that. Like, it's 2022, there's a thing called, smartphones. So I had to give that warning, but cheap beer, fun place, kind of a tourist trap, however, so just to give you a little heads up on that. So next time you're in downtown Vegas and want to have a little, biker bar kind of fun, check out Hogs and Heifers. Well, until next time, bottoms up.